move troops into Donbass, and move forces into combat-ready positions. This is a perilous moment, and we're here for one reason and one reason only: to ask Russia to stop. Return to your borders.
I want to get right now to Jill Doherty and also our Caitlin Collins. Jill, you're in Moscow this evening. Vladimir Putin speaking just moments ago. Talk to us about this special envoy claiming to protect Donbass. What is he saying?
Well, he said that Russia was left no chance to protect itself from others, and he said he has decided to conduct a special military operation to protect Donbass. That's that region that we've been talking about in the east, which he recognized just the other day. He also said Russia plans do not include occupation of Ukrainian territories. So we would have to see what he means by that, the word occupation and also Ukrainian territories. It may mean that this operation is concentrated on Donbass, but again, this is just coming rather unexpectedly from President Putin. I should say also, Don, that oddly enough, he is wearing the very same suit and tie that he wore the other day and the same location at his desk in which he delivered that very long speech earlier this week about Ukraine. He also mentioned, and he's been saying this for the last couple of days, Russia will not allow Ukraine to have nuclear weapons. Now, no one is talking about Ukraine having nuclear weapons. He makes the argument that they have the know-how from the old Soviet days and could create nuclear weapons. This is something that Ukraine absolutely denies, and probably most people in Europe and the United States would say that is not true. In fact, Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons. But in any case, a dramatic moment here as the United Nations is talking about and debating this issue of Ukraine.
Yeah.
President Putin on TV saying that he has decided to conduct
I didn't know, but I know it's hers.
military operation.
Put it with your stuff over there.
Stand by, Jill. I want to bring
Okay.
in Caitlin Collins at the White House. Caitlin, Vladimir Putin speaking. Any response from the White House, from the president or any representative there?
We've asked. This speech from President Putin has just happened, and we know that President Biden had been monitoring this closely. The White House said he'd been being updated by his national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, tonight, Don. But the split screen here is just chilling, because what you are seeing is this emergency session happening at the United Nations with these officials. Of course, we should note this is a session that is chaired by Russia, with these officials coming out one by one, condemning Putin's moves in recent days, saying that this is what they had predicted would happen, something that they did not want to happen. And then on the other side, you've got Putin announcing this military operation, which is exactly what the White House and other intelligence, other nations, other allies had predicted was going to happen. And you see there, the representative from Ireland is speaking. Just a few moments ago, we heard from Linda Thomas Greenfield. She is the United States ambassador to the United Nations. She said she had just gotten off the phone with President Biden, and she came out and was pleading for Biden to stop, to take his troops back, to turn around and leave the border at Ukraine, where of course we know he's amassed much over 100,000 forces. And Dawn, I want to read something she said, because it talks about what the United States has been saying over the last few weeks, warning about what they believed was going to happen, how Putin was going to game this out, something that White House officials have said they believed caught the Russian leader off guard. And tonight, just a few moments ago, in these remarks, after speaking with President Biden, Linda Thomas Greenfield said, over the last few weeks, Russia has called our predictions hysterical. They said we were lying. Russia said we were supplying the world with misinformation. Russia's diplomats even laughed in the face of human suffering that we were sounding the alarm about. And then Dawn, she goes on and she said, but what we said would happen has come to pass for all of the world to see, pointing to what has happened, pointing to Putin recognizing these breakaway Ukrainian territories as so-called independent, asking for parliament, basically demanding from parliament that he could put Russian forces in there. And now this chilling speech that he has given tonight, saying that he has sanctioned this military operation, Don.
And Jill, as we get this new information, and stand by, I've learned now that we have Matthew Chance. Matthew Chance is going to join us now from Kyiv. Matthew, good evening to you. What is the word from Kyiv? How, are people responding? Anyone there responding to President Putin, Russian president, saying that he is going to supply this special military operation to protect Donbass?
It's too early for a response, Don, if I'm absolutely honest, because this has come out of nowhere. This speech by Vladimir Putin on Russian media, basically saying that he's launched this special operation in Donbass, calling on Ukrainians to drop their weapons, saying not to resist, essentially, and saying that any responsibility for bloodshed as a result of this, basically war that's been, suggested or declared by President Putin is on the hands of the Ukrainians who resist. Oh, I tell you what, I just heard a big bang right here behind me. I thought we shouldn't have done the live shot here. There are big explosions taking place in Kiev right now. I can't see where they're taking place from this vantage point here on top of the roof of the hotel in central Kiev. And I can't explain what they are, but I heard 4 or 5 explosions a few moments ago. I don't know whether our viewers or whether you in the studio there could hear what I just heard. You could, right. Yes. So, I don't know what it is, but I will tell you that the United States has warned
Was that another one?
the Ukrainians. Yeah, I think it was, but they're quite distant from where I am now. But I can tell you that the United States has of course warned the Ukrainian authorities that it is possible that there could be strikes, airstrikes, missile attacks, ground attacks as well on various places around the country, including on the capital, Kiev. Now, I don't know whether that's what we're witnessing now, but it's a remarkable coincidence that I'm hearing these explosions in Kiev right now.
Let me jump in and ask you.
Minutes after Vladimir Putin gave that speech.
Yes, minutes after the speech. I just wanted, have you heard any explosions, anything similar since you have been in Kyiv?
No, absolutely not. This is the first time. This is the first time that we've heard anything. Right, it's been absolutely silent in this city throughout the course of tonight, and for past several weeks, we've not seen anything at all. In fact, I've never heard anything like this in Kiev for the years that I've been coming here and reporting from here. So this is the first time. But look, it's going to be more than just a coincidence. I can hear rumblings right now.
Matthew, is it safe where you are?
Pinpoint. Yeah, I think it's relatively safe at the moment. Look, I've got a.
There's another one.
I've got a flak jacket right here. Let me just get it on.
So Matthew Chance is
in,
live for us in Kyiv, Ukraine. Matthew, we're going to stick with you. Matthew is on a roof in central Kyiv, he's telling us, and just for the first time, just moments ago, you witnessed live on this program explosions. Again, he doesn't know exactly what those explosions are, but he says it's the first time that he has heard them since he has been in Kyiv. He is trying to put on a flak jacket now to make sure that he is safe. I think we should stick with this just to see what's happening as he is doing this. And we'll get to our other correspondents in a moment. So this is where it appears there are things going on now. The president, Vladimir Putin, moments ago saying that he was going to send a special military operation to protect Donbass. And then just minutes after that speech aired on state television, Matthew Chance is doing a live shot for us here at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock a.m. in Ukraine. And there are explosions. Again, I'm not exactly sure what they are, but Matthew Chance is getting into place now. He's live. Matthew, are you back with us? Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you throughout all of that. We're sorry about
Matthew, just so you know, your flak jacket is covering your microphone. If you can somehow get it out.
Yeah, here it is.
There you go. Now, loud and clear, Matthew. Go ahead, please. And please, if you're safe, do you need to put on your headgear? Or you're good?
Yeah.
Take your time. Don't rush.
So look,
We're
sorry, I think I've broken my microphone as I put on the flak jacket. But look, there you go.
Okay.
I'll have to hold it in front of me like a little mic. But
Okay. So Matthew,
look, over the past.
I want you to stand by. We'll pick Matthew up. Matthew, don't go anywhere because I want to get to Clarissa Ward. She's in Kharkiv, and I understand, Clarissa, you're hearing blasts as well.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a few minutes now. We have been hearing a steady stream of loud strikes. It's not clear exactly what they are targeting. The city is eerily quiet still. Most people probably fast asleep when President Putin made that surprise speech announcing essentially the beginning of serious military action. We don't know exactly what those strikes are targeting, but our colleague Fred Pleitgen, who is on the Russian side of the border, just about 30 miles away, has said that he has been hearing helicopters in the skies near Belgrade, not far from here. That's where we have seen a large Russian military buildup near the border. And now people here are going to be waking up to a very different country than the one they went to sleep in. President Putin showing no signs of backing down at all. And as I said, we've been hearing, it's quiet now, of course, always this happens when you finally come to us for the live, it's actually quiet for a moment. We have been hearing a steady stream of thuds all around the city. We are in the city of Kharkiv. It's a city of 1.4 million people up in the northeast of the country. It is not a city that is accustomed to war. It has been hit heavily in the Second World War. But this is a city full of young professionals. And up until a few days ago, nobody would have believed that this was actually going to happen. And yet here we are after 5 o'clock in the morning, witnessing the beginnings of what promises to be a very ugly war.
Yeah. Clarissa, I want you to stay with us, you and Matthew Chance. And for those of us who are just joining us, I'm sure many are tuning in. Many more are tuning in now. You're live watching CNN. What has happened just moments ago, there was a speech by the Russian President Vladimir Putin saying that he was sending a special military operation to protect Donbass. And moments after that, blasts were heard, where Matthew Chance is now in the city of Kyiv. Clarissa Ward also hearing steady blast in Kharkiv or Kharkiv. Kharkiv is how she is pronouncing it there. And that had just happened moments ago. Clarissa, before I get back to Matthew, Matthew said that he had not heard anything, any blast, this is the first time that he's hearing, even with the operation that had been happening for years in Ukraine. He had never heard anything like it. Is that the same for you?
Absolutely. I mean, we're used to, being on the front lines, covering the crisis and the war that's been going on here for 8 years. You heard artillery, you would hear gunfire, grenades, mortars, things of that nature. But what we have been hearing rumbling across these skies for the last 5 to 10 minutes is something of a very different nature. And I think that's borne out when you look at the buildup on the Russian side and you see the amount of weaponry and hardware and troops. This is clearly an operation on a much larger scale than anything Ukraine has witnessed in 8 years of this war. And what's just so striking is that the mayor of Kharkiv yesterday had put out a tweet basically telling people, continue about your daily business, stay calm, stay unified, the city services are still working, you should still go to work. And less than 24 hours later, here we are, the beginning of a major military operation. I would like to say that there are bomb shelters in this city, one that's not too far away from here. But so far, there's no sense that there's any way of telegraphing to ordinary people that this has begun, or of giving them any sense of how they should behave, where they should go, what they should do. There has been a state of emergency declared across the country. But when we were coming into this city, hours ago, we saw a couple of checkpoints to go in and to go out, but that was about it. And so you definitely don't have the sense here that people are really properly prepared for this moment, Victor.
All right, it's done. Stand by. I want you to stand by. I'm going to get back to Matthew Chance. Matthew, joining us now. Matthew, you put on your gear. I'm glad that you're okay. Clarissa said that they heard a steady stream of explosions where she is in Kharkiv. And now we heard live what was happening to you in Kyiv. Any explosions?
Well, actually, since we last spoke, it's gone quiet again. But we did hear that flurry of explosions, maybe 7 or 8 different distinct explosions, but they seem quite distant away. I mean, it's when you come under artillery fire or you hear explosions close up, you can really tell how close they are. And these seem like quite a distance away. You can hear them in the distance. Still in Kiev, obviously, it's a big city, and we've got this good panorama across the city here now. And it's not quite
Okay, well, that's a complete disaster. We'll see what happens, by the way.